Season's greetings.
Usually I drill it.
Oh, last year. It was like our winter.
It was freezing. It's probably
on the peninsula, you should see power strips. Sorry, I'm perfect. No problem. That's okay. How's your back there?
Oh, I see it.
Can we put our stuff just anywhere?
Well, all the hot stuff goes here. Okay.
Zucchini, beans, mushrooms, and onions.
Alright, looks good.
Yeah, it is.
Answer it.
It is. You can eat that every day.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Oh, that's so
Guarding the bread. Never know. It's a vicious crowd.
Hello, Mr. Adams.
I feel
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
Nice and snowy.
Hey, bud. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. Let me give this to Punkage. And then, get settled. You look amazing.
You do too.
Thank you. I feel good.
It's amazing seeing people go through their journey too.
Hi, John. I was like, was this on camera?
We're off the grid.
Got your own water supply propane.
Good. How you doing? Where's Asha? She's somewhere. Oh, I think I see her over there.
Yeah, you can put it somewhere. Hi.
Yes. Oh, thank gosh, really, seeing you. It is a journey I went through.
Kids will like that, right?
Oh, I remember who that one is, and I remember who this one is. Is your name Maxwell? Is that what your name is? No, that is Everett. And you are Maxwell. And who is this?
Yes, who is this?
What is her
Another
name?
little one.
Who is that? Is this your grandmother? Is that your baby? That's your baby, right? You're a schoolboy. Are you a school? You're almost going to be a school.
We go to preschool, right?
Maxwell, do you like your school? Is it fun?
Hi, Dad.
That cholesterol.
I'm a jack of all trades. I've worked on a lot of different things, so it's interesting stuff. That's good. I get paid.
Yes. Next week, that's part of the
Trying to tell me.
Welcome, welcome to our 11th annual holiday party.
Yay!
We started so long ago when we could barely fit people into the main house. There was just so much room, right? Over time, we started to fill it up and get to the point where we had to cap the number of attendees. You know we have a videographer, right?
What is Jeff Adams compared to this iPhone?
So we got to the point where we had to start capping who could attend our holiday parties, which was very difficult for many people.
That's why there were always an overage of people at the party.
Yes, which led to last year, if anybody was at our holiday party, the main house was bursting at the seams. So luckily, we didn't have to cap anything this year, thanks to Jordana, who secured this lovely location. If anybody doesn't know Jordana, she's one of our wonderful coaches and our fitness guru, and she helped us to get everything going here today. And we'll hear more from her in a few minutes. Yes, yes, we appreciate it, especially as we try to filter through to get food. Yes. So, and the peanut gallery, which is some of our youngest and some of our ethos babies are here, which leads me to, we have some amazing people here, some that were Dr. Weiss's patients before ethos even was invented, right? Invented, really? And then we have others that are here since the beginning of inception 11 years ago. Let's see, there's one, there's a few others around, yes. So I thank you. And we have some people that are brand new. So welcome everybody. As you are gathering today, please feel free to share your unique stories, because you might not know a few little words that you might say to somebody might help them get to their next level of success or just make them feel secure, because a community like ours is very rare. And that's why we do this. It's important to get everybody together. So hopefully some of you will decide that you want to go on a hike, a bike ride, a book club, or anything else outside of ethos. As you all know, I tend to bring nature into everything. A lot of foraging, no foraging today. But I do have, if anybody sees on the table here, little fire starters. And this is part of our theme for this year, which actually started several years ago. 2023 was going into our 10th year, the following year. And our theme then was seeds of intention. And we had acorns around the tables, and we had people write notes of what they wanted to grow in the next year. From there, last year, our theme was hope. And in the main house, we walked through the tunnel of the enchanted forest of hope. Little did we know that we really needed hope over this past year since last December, for many of us. With that, we are very, very blessed to have 2 out of the 3 founders of Ethos right here, Dr. Weiss and Asha.
Oh my God. I couldn't have done it without this guy. This guy kept me alive. Yeah. He did, because he was the first one who told me what was going on. The side of that road you parked. You were crying, and I'm like, what the hell? Why is he crying?
I'm just a big crybaby.
And I'm like, because I still did not know, okay? This guy knew it. I did not know. I'm thinking, what the hell is he crying? It's just a sonography and ultrasound, not a big deal. Or just an MRI. But yeah, so you kind of put me on a path back to where I was supposed to get, and here I am. And I'm so grateful for these colleagues. I mean, they just took it on. I honestly just threw everything down. I didn't do anything as
Well, you should. As well you should.
And I was, yeah, I'm doing that. So, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. So hope last year. Now this year, ignition, igniting health, right? And that's what the fire starters are a symbol of. And inside the fire starters, we have different pieces or elements of nature. We have some native grasses, growth and rejuvenation. We have gomphrena, which is from the farm. That's also strength and continuance. We have some pine cones here. Endurance of life rooted in the ground. And eucalyptus, cleansing, unique, rebirth. So I ask you when you leave today, if you could take one home and light the health ignition or ignite health for prosperity for all of us here today, and ignition for those that we bring into the fold in years to come. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Weiss. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Wendy. And Wendy, thank you for, all the beautiful settings and organizing this in Jordana. Thank you for, having us here in your clubhouse. I always like when Wendy comes up with these, they're like reveals, when she comes up with these themes all of a sudden, a few weeks before the party, because you never know what it's going to be. And so when she said ignite, the first thing I thought about was climate change. Yes. But ignite can have, as Wendy said, it can have other purposes, and maybe to, I think, ignite or reignite our passion in this coming year and rededicate ourselves to this path, which is not easy. It is not easy. And so you always need some ignition. And Asha, you reignited yourself, right, over these past months. It reminds me of, I know you weren't with us when we were climbing those mountains this past fall, but I know some of you were. And climbing, we are always presented with mountains to climb in life, and reigniting your passion to climb up, there's always more mountains, so that you can make these mountains and you can stand at the top. I'd like to give special thanks to Elaine Garces, who basically, with her work in the community, it's the first time I know of someone who's gone to a restaurant and completely convinced the owners to redo their menus to have a full, whole food, plant-based, SOS-free menu that can act as an instrument of healing in the community. We had a dinner a few weeks ago at Masala Art. It was a little long in the tooth. 4 hours at the last time I counted. However, we're working through that, and I think that opportunities like this really allow us to go to restaurants and still, which is an amazing thing, still, eat for your health eat health-promoting foods instead of foods that are going to harm us. And so I think Elaine's work with igniting these efforts really, I think, bring health to our community. Elaine is working on another restaurant called the V-Spot, I believe in New Hope, so that we can have another dinner there, and hopefully, you know, over this winter, Wendy, maybe we will have we don't know. Perhaps we'll have another group dinner. I'm looking forward to igniting our passion and our building upon our efforts in 2026. I want to thank you all for coming here today. We're going to have a lot of great food to eat and a lot of fun. I always think of this party as the best whole food plant-based eating there is all year long. It goes beyond what you can cook at home, beyond what you could eat on vegan cruises and medical conferences, because each dish is chosen by each of you guys, and the love that you put into it, it can be tasted in these dishes. So I really look forward to this, just the food alone, not only the fellowship.
So I wrote a poem. I am not a poet, but something ignited in me. It really did ignite. We've actually been spending some time as a team talking about ethos, where we've been, where do we want to take it, you know, we're reflecting on all of you guys, and just something truly ignited. Like, you all inspired this. So it's about all of you guys, and it's about ethos. So here it goes. The name of the poem is A World Transformed. There's a place, a secret place, tucked softly in New Jersey's grace. Shh, don't tell anyone. It's hard to believe, but once you arrive, you may never want to leave. It's like a blue zone, but living and near, a realm of renewal where the path grows clear. Like Narnia's gate, a secret garden door, step through, and life feels different than before. The light hits warmer, the air feels free, and something awakens deep in the we. A 71-year young female pulls herself high, biceps of iron, a fire in her eye. She dances through decades, glides as she spins, while time itself smiles and quietly grins. Alex Weiss. An 80-year-old rider, 5 strokes in the past, cycles 80 for 80, defying the shadows that once held him fast. Paul Lawrence. A miracle? Maybe. But here, it's routine, where strength grows from soil and food keeps you clean. An MS survivor, once chained to a med, trades pills for persistence and races instead, and hundreds more have turned back disease with lentils and laughter with faith in the knees. They've traded their statins for blueberries bright, their doubts for their courage, their dark for their light. Have you heard of such wonders? Could you believe? Come witness what happens when hearts choose to heal and bodies choose to breathe. And in the heart of it all stands a doctor, so wise, observing with kindness, clear mind, steady eyes, like a wizard with magic, but rooted in truth. He heals not with potions, but plants and proof. Dark leafy greens for the weary and worn, beets for the heart where high pressure is born, sorghum, koda millet, each grain good for the gut. His care is a compass that mends both the heart. He teaches that health is not bought, but grown through sunlight, good soil, and seeds we've sown. His plans are long, his lessons profound, a path back to wholeness, where wellness is found. So come, see for yourself. But a secret, please keep. For once the world wakens from its medicine sleep, the story will spread, the truth will ignite, and our lives will shine like a beacon of light. See, you inspired me. Are you gonna cry?
You even hit the word ignite in there. Talk about how this came about. It just spontaneously.
Like literally, like at night, I had like just things would come to me. I'm like, I gotta write it down. It's just weird. It just kept. I mean, you know, our conversations, and again, we were reflecting on everybody here, and it was truly inspirational what's happening here. It's a truly very special place. So yeah, it just came to me. I'm not a poet.
Yes, you are.
We would love to hear a little bit, a sentence or two from each person, why you made the dish that you did, what it means to you. Was it a representation of a family dish seen in a healthy way? Is it some grains that somebody has made into the best bread you'll ever eat? Whatever it may be. So, Asha, we're going to start with you.
Pankaj prepared a butternut chipotle soup. The beauty about that soup is he has grown most of the things from the beautiful love and labor he puts in that backyard. So that's what I call that beauty, that's what is there more in that. So it's a butternut squash chipotle.
Wow. Mine's not very exciting. It's a big fruit salad.
That is very exciting.
That's very exciting.
Okay. So Jason and I today, we are proprietors and proud owners of Coldbrook Farm, and we brought sweet potatoes that we grew with love and dirty fingernails.
Purple
Majesty.
Mashed purple Majesty sweet potatoes.
Right, but we brought a dish with our purple sweet potatoes and our Waltham butternut squash. Pankaj, we know what it's like to have an abundance of butternut squash. Yes. So that's what we brought today. The butternut squash is roasted naked. So just as is, you'll get the flavor of the soil and the love. And then, of course, we brought a bounty of bread.
Guys, there's enough for 2 pieces for everybody, so please.
No more, though. Please take
don't take 3.
Take your lot.
What are the grains?
What are the grains? Because there's so many people, and I bake basically 3 loaves at a time, there's a variety in there, but and not every loaf is identical. But the grains that are featured in there are Rouge de Bordeaux wheat, Glen wheat, einkorn, Redeemer. There's a little bit of Bob Quinn's Kamut in 1 or 2 of them, and I think that's it. Oh, and Danko rye. I always use roughly 7 to 10% rye because it gives it a little bit of kick in the flavor and it makes it rise better. So, yeah.
So I made an incorn paella. It's just something that I was browsing through a new book that I got and it caught my attention. It has chickpeas and green peas.
Hi, I made a garlicky Caesar salad with hemp seeds. It's Dr. Greger, and it's a fan favorite.
I made a mushroom barley stew that I always enjoy, so I figured everybody here would enjoy it as well.
I made. Oh, okay.
And you don't have to hold it that close.
Oh, I made an enchilada casserole.
Pass it on to that table.
I made a farro and butternut squash salad that has kale in it and cranberries, and I just think it looks really festive for this time of year. So enjoy.
I made Fernanda's lentils. It's an old recipe that I have from one of my sisters. And I made it because it's the quickest, easiest dish you can possibly make. Like a lot of times you do something really complicated. This literally takes 15 minutes to prepare and then you just let it cook.
Mine took longer than that. I made chocolate truffles because I'm a chocoholic. And it's just 4 ingredients, all food.
Yum.
Jen and I made apple crisp because who doesn't love apple crisp? We used 4 types of apples and we made sure each of the apple pieces were cut to the same size so they all cooked evenly.
That was really Bob did that.
Yeah,
I lovingly shopped.
I tried to make something that would be edible, so I made baked buffalo cauliflower wings and some vegan ranch sauce.
Hi, I love fennel, especially fennel from the farm, because I work there. And it is the best. So I have a bean salad with fennel.
Covering.
Whatever, Jeff.
I made mac and cheese, but don't worry about it. There's no real cheese in it. Made out of cashews. I made that because it's very high in calories. That I made it at home, I eat the whole thing, so I just went.
Well, there must be some irony here because we made the vegan mac and cheese as well, and the only thing we had to make sure we got the lemons and not the lemon juice because there's oil in it. So there's no salt or sugar in that except the naturally what's in it, nutritional yeast and organic pasta and carrots, right? And peppers.
So I made apple pie because who doesn't love apple pie? It's from Chef AJ's Sweet Indulgences, the world's healthiest apple pie. What else can you want in life?
I made the kale Caesar salad. It's fast, it's easy, it's really good, it's addictive. I eat it all the time, and it's festive too because it's got green and red with the quinoa and the tomatoes, so it's a good holiday dish.
I love chili, so I came up today and I made a wheat bean chili.
I made an apple crumb cake, and it's just that my kids like it.
I made a 3-bean salad because that's what we do. We eat a lot of beans, and I had a new recipe from Wendy that she just gave me, and I wanted to try the dressing. So try the dressing, it's from Wendy.
Jim and I made 2 dishes, delicata squash, cranberries, baked in orange juice. And I made a pumpkin spice bread. The thing with the pumpkin spice bread is it calls for like 3/4 of a cup of maple syrup, which is a lot of maple syrup. So I substituted candy cap mushroom powder and a 1/2 cup of water, and then only used 1/4 of a cup of the maple syrup. So try it. See, it's still a recipe in progress.
I made a spinach zucchini frittata, and basically the reason I did that is because I thought we would get a lot of root vegetables, and I thought that would be different other than root vegetables today.
Heirloom pumpkin butternut squash pie with cashew cream on top. And my intention was, knowing that desserts are very favorable to a lot of us, and maybe there's not a lot to find that are healthy. So I wanted to prepare this. And then in going further, what I really wanted to do was the different, the pumpkin, the squash, is the colors in different layers. But that would take more time, and I was running out of time last night. So that would be maybe the next gathering.
I made a kale and edamame salad, and the reason I made it is because every 4th of July we get invited to a barbecue where there's nothing we could eat. So I always bring this, and it always goes. Like, I just thought it would be the 2 of us, but even all those meat people like it, so I figured we would like it here.
Hi, I made Esselstyn's Raise the Roof lasagna just because it's got a ton of vegetables in it. I made it for Christmas one year, and it was amazing. And Xavier made Chef AJ's blueberry mill oat muffins because he likes them.
My repertoire is very limited as far as winter dishes go, so I made the one I can.
portobello mushroom stew. However, last night I harvested green pea sprouts, so I brought those. So they were just harvested last night.
I didn't make anything because I knew you all would be bringing stuff.
Not true.
No, without my wife, I would be on detox every day of the year. So I'm just the dicer and the put it in the pot. But we made a zucchini, bean, onion, mushroom, and garlic concoction.
It's warm. Hi. As you know, I made butternut squash soup, chipotle butternut squash soup. It's a forks over knives recipe, but the only difference I made is I made it a little more spicy. And so that's the thing. But the butternut squash, you have to grow them. And as Deb said, once you grow them, you have plenty of it that you can give out.
So Melissa, Hazel, Everett, Maxwell, and I, we made a sweet potato casserole. It has like cranberries and mushrooms in it. And it's something that most of these potlucks, we've made some sort of variant on this dish. It's like the recipe is from Forks Over Knives. And, Dr. Weiss is talking about like reflecting on how special some of these meals are. It's almost become a tradition now. Like this is the thing where we're in the kitchen putting it all together. And I just think of like, we're going to be here tomorrow. This is awesome. And then I know you snuck in some cookies this morning.
Yeah,
or
we also
something.
made some pumpkin spice cookies. Because desserts are always good.
I made my mom's pea recipe. She used to make it with a lot of oil and salt. But who needs oil and salt when you have peas? It really has just onions and peas, and I love it, and hopefully you will.
I'm not much of a cook, so I just made what I always eat, which is the detox salad on a regular. It's watercress, kale, arugula. It's got peppers, onions. Put the beans on the side, and hope you enjoy it.
I made chickpea pot pie stew, sort of like a chicken pot pie without the chicken and without the crust. It's just very comforting and good. And then I made a dressing for my my sister's salad, which has beets and a little orange juice, lemon, balsamic, and orange. Yeah, and orange. Oh, is that everybody? Oh, nope, sorry. Back to you, Matt.
I made chia seed pudding with cacao and coconut milk, no guar gum, and date syrup.
Hello. I made a curried acorn squash over farro. It was supposed to be butternut squash, and it was supposed to be couscous. And it was supposed to have soy sauce, but so I switched things up. I didn't add that, and I have never tried it. So we'll see. A coworker sent it to me, and I had everything, but I didn't make it for our company Thanksgiving. So I had the ingredients. So we'll try it. It didn't seem like there was much curry in the recipe, so I doubled the curry. So we'll see if it's how it tastes.
Well, in the spirit of winging it, I made what I'm calling Chris's cookies. I looked around to see what I had on hand, and from the Ethos Market, I had carrots, sweet potato, oats, and I figured I'd use that, threw in some chickpeas and some spices, and no baking soda, no baking whatever, and no salt or any of the stuff or nuts. I didn't even use dates, but I do have some raisins and walnuts in there and some apples and bananas. So made it up, and they're not very sweet, but I think I made enough for 2 each, but we'll see.
I made orange quinoa, which is something I make a lot at home, and most of my family, non-vegans, like it. It's quinoa, but I make it a rice cooker, but instead of water, I use orange juice, or else like in this case, half orange juice and half water. And this time I made it more like into a salad, so it wouldn't have to be heated, and added some beans and some other spices and things like that, scallions, and hope people like it.
I made blondies, Chef AJ's recipe from her great cookbook, Unprocessed. First time I tried that one from that book, so we'll see how it is. Looks good.
Yeah, hi. Rocco also had an abundance of butternut squash, so we've been eating a lot. So I made a recipe from the Forks Over Knives Fall magazine. It's butternut squash and wild rice strata. So it does have some, I used Ezekiel bread for the bread cubes, and it's, we'll see how it is.
Orange and pistachio stuffed dates, to be honest with you, because I thought it was going to be easy, but stuffing those little suckers, not so easy. It all worked out.
Well, I made my old standby. I was thinking of making something different, but every year I make the same thing, which is, I guess I was reminded of what Jonathan said about, when you go to an annual event, a dinner or a holiday party, and you have that same thing, it tastes extra special or good because of the association of the place and the event of where that dish is served. So there's no name card on it. It only has 5 ingredients. I never measure anything out, but it is apples cut in quarters, and there are 2 types. It always is Granny Smith and Pink Lady because they're easy to get and they're very tart. Organic apple juice in a bath on the bottom of the glass dish. 2 lemons per glass dish, including all the zest, all the pulp and the juice, and a lot of cinnamon spread on top. I think, personally, the thing that makes this special is I guess people would say I would overcook the apples if you saw them cooking, because they turn into a fluff-like consistency. They're not solid anymore. They're kind of like fluffy. And I think that's what gives it its special intensity.
No prunes in the apples?
I'm sorry, 6. There is prunes. I forgot the special ingredient. Right, they're sweet because of the prunes.
That's why everybody loves them.
Right.
Dr. Weiss's apple recipe.
Yeah.
I did a fall bread. It's pumpkin, apples, there's a few bananas in there, some autumn olives, oats, and some walnuts on top. And now that our mouths are completely watering, let's get to the food.
Wow, mac and cheese. Cool. And I made it over here. Anyone try some mac and cheese? What is that? Where's your, you didn't eat your first stuff, kiddo? There you go. This looks amazing. Every year I'm so impressed with what the patients make. Wow, if we could eat like this every day. That's why Ethos Primary Care is amazing at building community, you know?
I know, it's getting bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah. All right, guys. I actually got to play food now, so that's really exciting. I was on the weekends, like trying to batch cook, and on the front porch, and these little ones come to the farmer's market.
So, hi everyone, my name is Dr. Saul Bautista, and currently I'm a preventive medicine resident, lifelong lifestyle medicine aficionado, and as of 10 years now, whole food, plant-based eater. I eat a lot of vegan dishes, which I love.
And how are you working to bridge the gap between conventional medical education and the proven results of a whole food plant-based diet?
I think we've always have known or have had an understanding that there's this relationship, this interconnectedness between our lifestyle factors, like how we move, food, sleep, stress management. And what Dr. Weiss has done so well is connect the relationship between soil health, agriculture, and the way we cultivate food and how it impacts human health. And I've seen that firsthand in his practice, how when patients start to eat food this way, how literally within 8 weeks, 12 weeks, their medical conditions improved. High blood pressure decreases. Their diabetes, their high blood sugar decreases. And then they come off their medications and then they feel amazing. It's just such a powerful tool that although it's simple, there's sophistication and simplicity. And I think we should appreciate that.
So what is the single biggest misconception about plant-based nutrition that you encounter when speaking with other medical professionals?
The biggest misconception is that no one will do it and that it's expensive. As you can see from like our community behind us, people do it. And there's a way to enjoy food this way. And what I have learned is that really it's about making small shifts and teaching and giving people skills. And once they're able to see that, oh, hey, Mom's chicken pot pie that I usually love with a couple modifications like adding mushrooms or something and making a substitution, they can still enjoy that flavor of home, that culture that they grew up with without having it be deleterious to their health. It's really easy for people to make that shift with those skill changes.
And how does your involvement with Ethos enhance your mission of community engagement?
I like to say that this is where I was born as a doctor. I encountered Dr. Weiss 10 years ago when I was a first-year medical student, and I knew nothing about plant-based nutrition and exercise as medicine. And literally, it was through working on the farm on his land and seeing the way he cared for patients, how he and the team cared for patients and transformed their lives. That shifted my perspective as a medical student and pretty much kind of gave me what I consider my first true lessons in medicine.
Do you feel like you answered that question in respect to how you're working to bridge the gap between conventional medical education and proven results with whole food plant-based diet?
The way we're trying to bridge conventional medicine and whole food plant-based nutrition really is to shift the clinical model. The typical clinical model is you walk into a room for like about 15 minutes, person gives you a story, you do a physical exam, and then you give them medications and then they go on their merry way. Our practice model is we learn who the patient is. We take them into our teaching kitchen and we teach them how to prepare health-promoting meals. We're there with them side by side, engaging in what we call culinary medicine, which is providing practical cooking skills. And then we also connect that to agriculture, to taking them out to the land, showing them how to grow food in case they want to grow a food in their own garden or if they live in an urban environment in little potters, and bridging that gap between how you take food from the soil, you cultivate it responsibly, and then bring it home, and how do you prepare it on your plate, and then how do you ultimately nourish your body so that you can live well. So it's, again, shifting that clinical model to incorporate these elements and make that part of the clinical visit.
My name's Anthony Pascucci. I'm an attorney. I went 2014, 2013, around that period. Soon after, well, I didn't know I was going to be vegan, but I guess once I got to Dr. Weiss, but right around that 2013, 2014, and I've been a patient ever since.
Prior to coming to Ethos, what did holiday festivities and your overall health journey look like for you?
Well, I would say I just ate the standard American diet, chicken, beef, mac and cheese, soda, refined, like breads. Big with breads. I really was always, never was anything serious, but I always had a high blood pressure issue, so it always was borderline, and which is kind of what got me to Ethos. Well, prior to coming to Ethos, I think I had gone to a nutritionist, and I kind of lost a lot of weight, had a lot of traction, and then I asked the nutritionist, Lauren, who I'm still friends with over 10 years, what do I have to do to kind of dial this up? And she says, well, plant-based. Dr. McDougall, and I followed that, and then I did some research, came upon Ethos, and never looked back. Kind of just rode the wave and saw some great improvements in my health.
And then how has your health been transformed since joining the Ethos community?
I think it's empowered me to stick with it and to see what the food really, how it affects your overall well-being. It's invigorating, really, to watch Dr. Weiss and Ethos, because I believe food can move the needle.
Yeah. How has this journey ignited your passion to empower others in their health transformation?
I don't know if it has. I feel like a lot of people, I've actually gone the opposite way. where I don't really try to convince people. They kind of just go by how I look, feel, and it becomes better that way than trying to sway them over, because most people are offended by eating no oil, no salt, no sugar, lots of greens and whatnot.
So you're leading by example, it sounds like.
Probably, yeah.
Nice. Maybe that's part of what's exciting about it, I guess.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. And hearing the people's stories, and Dr. Weiss was saying at the beginning of this holiday meal, you're climbing mountains. We fall down, we get back up. No one's perfection is never going to be perfect. It's just consistency, day in and day out, and eating the food.
What do you love most about Dr. Weiss's approach to healthcare?
I think he cares for his patients, and he has a lot of passion. Even when we kind of falter a little bit, he's always there to encourage.
And what makes his 24/7 patient-centric model unique compared to the broader healthcare industry?
They don't get to know the patient, and they immediately push patients to pills and procedures, where sometimes if you have a good shoulder to lean on and with the right advice, I think he offers that.
And what is the deeper meaning of being a part of the Ethos community?
I think it's really a lifelong commitment. It's friendship, definitely solidarity among people, like-minded individuals.
And then why are events like this important to you?
I think it kind of resets everything, and it kind of, ignites different feelings. I mean, I remember when we went up to in the Adirondacks, and one of Dr. Weiss's patients would climb the mountain, the little tiny mountain, the first leg there. And it reminded me of climbing a mountain, going back, resetting.
And with all that may be going on during this time of the year, what made this specific event a priority?
I felt like I hadn't come in a few years as being a long-term patient, and I felt like I wanted to come back and celebrate. And some of my victories, actually had a very good doctor's visit last go-around, so I thought it was appropriate.
What are you most grateful for right now?
I'm grateful for my health. I feel like I've regained my health. Yeah.
Amelia Rodrigues.
And when did you go vegan?
Years ago, maybe about 8-9 years ago.
Okay, so was it 2017, 2016 maybe?
Yeah, probably.
And why did you go vegan?
Why did I go vegan? I was born with a medical condition, autoimmune pyrglandar syndrome. It's a genetic defect. So I was always looking for anti-inflammatory diets because it's autoimmune. So I tried all kinds of diets, and I was looking for the one that made me feel healthy. And I used to have a chronic cough that would never go away. And when I went vegan, that's when it finally went away and never came back. And that's when I felt my healthiest also.
So you were looking for an anti-inflammatory diet, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tried all kinds. I tried Dr. Oz with the fish. That didn't help. I tried a lot of things.
Okay. And prior to coming to Ethos, what did your holiday festivities and your overall health journey look like?
Well, I'm the only vegan in the family. So at the table, there'll be pork, there'll be everything else, because nobody wants to eat like me. It's still like that. And then I'll have a dish that I prepare for myself that I eat separately.
So that was prior to coming to Ethos?
It's still the same way now.
Okay.
Because I came to Ethos like a year and a half ago. I've been vegan for the last 9 years.
Yeah.
Health journey has changed a lot. I went to Ethos, he did a lot of blood work, and we tweaked my diet. I even thought I was vegan. I didn't have my diet was not balanced. So when I came to Ethos and he did the blood work, he told me where I needed to tweak and needed help in, and what I was doing right. I was able to get the right balance and feel even healthier.
How has your health been transformed since joining the Ethos community?
Well, the community, it's been great. Even though I was vegan, I didn't exercise that much, so they encouraged me to get exercise and do other things that are also good for my health. And it's wonderful to be able to share this journey with all the people that think alike. Because before I was kind of my own. I'm the only one vegan, so I'm doing this. I'm like the odd person that that think I'm weird. But now I'm among a lot of people that that have the same habits, and it's wonderful. I'm really enjoying it. It's a good journey. It's a nice community.
It helps being around like-minded people, right?
Yes, I really love that.
And how has this journey ignited your passion maybe to empower others in their health transformation?
I do talk a lot about health to other people. I'm a nurse. I have patients that are very sick. sometimes, I mean, I do talk to my patients. Not all of them, are interested in this, but, I do encourage other people to eat healthy, especially like the people around me, my family, sneak a little bit more vegetables in there, even though they're still eating meat, so make it a little healthier.
And what do you love most about Dr. Weiss's approach to healthcare?
I love that it's food first, nutrition, that he doesn't go straight to medicine. I love that he doesn't think I'm crazy because, I'm vegan and I read all these books. He actually, read their same books and we could talk about it. So I love talking to Dr. Weiss.
And what makes this 24/7 patient-centric model unique compared to other, broader healthcare industry?
Well, healthcare industry, like I said, I'm a nurse, and what the doctors do, they give you medicine, they don't talk about your diet, they don't spend time with you. It's just straight up business back and forth. Dr. Weiss, I sit down with him, we talk about other things, even, outside of medicine. And, it's a very nice relationship that you have with the doctor, more personal. It's not like one that you go there and you're in and out and then they forget about you.
Oh, yeah. And what is the deeper meaning of being a part of the Ethos community?
The deeper meaning, I don't know. I mean, I really love being part of it. I love what he strives for. And, and I think it's something that we all learn here that we could take to other people outside and teach others.
And why are events like this important to you?
Oh my God, because I'm around all these people, and this is the only place that I get to come and eat all this food that's so vegan. I don't have to worry about telling the chef, can you alter this, can you alter that, or, and seeing what I could eat. I can just grab without thinking. There's so many options. Like, you go to a restaurant, you have them alter one meal, and that's it, that's all you get. Over here, it's like there's so many flavors to enjoy. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And with all that may be going on during this time of the year, what made this specific event a priority for you?
The food, the people, the company. I mean, I wouldn't miss it.
What are you most grateful for right now in your life?
For my health and for my friends and my family.
So I'm Jason Desalvo, and my wife and I, Deborah, have a regenerative organic farm named Colebrook Farm. We're very close to the Ethos farm, and that's most of our life is growing grain and 70 other different fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, things like that.
How does regenerative farming directly impact human health and the efficacy of the whole food plant-based diet recommended by doctors like Ron Weiss?
That's a great question. I don't know whether or not you experienced some of the purple sweet potatoes we brought today, but if you get them in the store and you get these, the ones in the store don't stain your hands purple. They're not packed with nutrients. When you take care of the soil in a regenerative organic system, you are giving those fruits, vegetables, and everything the maximum opportunity to take up nutrients from the soil and then put them into the food that we ultimately eat. So, one of the things with the obesity crisis in our country is that we're eating foods that have become so denuded from the good stuff that's in them, from all the vitamins, minerals, the special stuff that makes you healthy, because they're grown in poor soil, they're grown quickly, they're grown to be large, not necessarily be loaded with nutrients. And that's one of the things that we find on our farm, is that in a regenerative organic system, same system that they use up at Ethos, you get these incredibly nutrient-dense foods, which makes you healthier.
Awesome. And what is the greatest challenge you face in creating resilient ecosystems in a modern agricultural landscape?
It's very labor intensive. You can't use a bag of chemicals. You can't rely on tricks. You've got to work your soil. You've got to in a lot of cases, you're doing your cultivation and weeding by hand. So the hardest part is that it's labor intensive. Once the soil gets established in a regenerative system and really gets healthy, it does some of the work for you, but it will always be more labor intensive, and labor is time and money. And that's really what's hard, because very rarely is the market willing to pay a premium that's large enough to cover the delta and the amount of time and energy it takes to grow really great food.
Yeah. And how can the average person support sustainable living practices in their own homes beyond just their diet?
Oh man, the best thing they could do for themselves is if they've got a little piece of land, have their own garden, grow their own food. It's cheaper than buying it, and they know it'll be healthy, and anything that they're doing on their land is going to be better than just having something like a lawn or a patio, because you're bringing more life into the biomass, or you're bringing more life into the ecosystem. So that would be a tremendous thing that they could do to help the environment, which also will help them if they eat their own food.
How does your specific work or mission align with the core philosophy of the Ethos Farm to Health?
Basically, we're brothers from another mother. We do exactly the same thing farming-wise. Of course, Dr. Weiss has the whole medical component, right? But as he'll say, food is medicine. And there need to be more people growing this kind of food so that people can eat it. And the way we complement them is we do baking classes. We also supply Ethos with some of our produce when they need extra, or we have stuff that they don't grow. So we have a direct relationship with the community in that way too.
Why are community events like this holiday party crucial for advancing the whole food plant-based movement?
Well, you can take this from veganism to whole food plant-based. Unfortunately, we are a niche, right? The world would be a fabulous place if we were in the majority. The environment would be healthier, humans would be healthier, there'd be less cruelty to animals. It would be a wonderful thing. Community is important because we're in such a minority. It can be lonely. You can start to feel like, why am I different? And when you come to a community event like this, you realize there are a lot of people just like you that support you, nurture you, and it just makes you feel good about being part of such a wholesome group of people that truly care about their health, the health of the environment, the health of other living creatures on the planet. It's not just a me kind of group. It's a we and it's an us, and that's a really special thing.
What does the future of health and wellness look like through the lens of your contribution?
My hope is that by touching people in my individual life, by them seeing me, it's very funny, my kids, my friends, I'm relatively new to this, right? 3.5 years now. Jeff, when we first met, I was like less than a year. They keep saying, why are you getting younger and I'm getting older? Like, you're running marathons at 58 faster than you were when you were 38. What are you doing? And I just smile and I say, it's lifestyle. And so I think by being an example, by not being pushy, but just demonstrating that there is a better way. There's a more wholesome way to live in balance with nature instead of dominating it, to live as part of an ecosystem instead of separate and aside from it. Enough time goes by and people see how healthy and happy you are with that. It's got to make a difference. At least I hope it does.
So I'm Drew Smith. I've been coming to Ethos Primary Care for probably a little over 2 years now. I describe myself as a whole food, plant-based eater.
And prior to coming to Ethos, what did holiday festivities and your overall health journey look like for you?
Well, I was really not, I wasn't unhealthy. I had no issue other than, from what I could perceive, no issue that I could see, other than the needing to lose weight, and really recognizing everything I tried was not really being successful. It was really just trying to cut back calories. And I got to know Ron in some other capacities, mostly through his Ethos Farm project. And I thought, hey, well, I'll try this out. We've had conversations, and it seems like I ought to, at least give it a chance.
How has your health been transformed since joining the Ethos community?
Well, at first, when I went through Ron's program, I'd lost about 35 pounds. That was the first thing, just right away. And I would say from there, it gave me habits. It put me on the journey on how to eat, what to eat, how to overcome the bad habits that we tend to have. Then I went, in this last year, I took mindfulness and meditation, so mindfulness-based stress reduction class. So that's, again, another, just adding more tools to the toolbox to be able to cope with stress, which leads to overeating. In my world, the stress leads to more snacks, salt-based snacks, sugary snacks. So that's, being able to deal with stress and not with food and alcohol has been important.
You ever heard of Dr. Joel Furman?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He says, eat to live, don't live to eat.
Yeah.
You're making me think of that.
Yeah.
How has this journey ignited your passion to empower others, perhaps, in their health transformation?
I try to be quiet about it. I try to live by example, let others see what I'm doing. A lot of people have commented that they can see visible health effects, or visibly look healthier. At work, people ask questions like, "What have you been doing?" At home, I don't really push it on my family, but they're definitely eating in a little different patterns. In some cases, they are, I wouldn't say forced to, but they're not adding things to the food where everything's kept separate. And I definitely noticed that, for instance, my family is adding more beans and lentils and things like that to their diet as substitutes for other meat products.
Nice. What do you love most about Dr. Ron Weiss's approach to healthcare?
I like education. So I'm a scientist. So I eat all of the educational, Dr. Weiss will give scientific papers to read, podcasts that have doctors and scientists to listen to. So I pretty much am now constantly listening to podcasts or reading books and articles that are related to human health.
Nice. He's inspired you to develop a sophisticated palate. Nice. What makes this 24/7 patient-centric model unique?
Well, just an example. Modern healthcare, when I went in for when I was 40 years old, they said, eat more fruits and vegetables, exercise more, and lose 20 pounds. But they didn't tell you how. They didn't give you any tools to do that. So this is really, unique in that you actually have a doctor that you're interacting with for a longer period of time. You have coaches that can come along aside you. And that, to me, that doesn't seem to exist in healthcare anywhere. The doctors have a few minutes with you and they tell you, eat better and lose weight, but they don't tell you how.
Yeah. Do you feel like he's more accessible than maybe people might expect a doctor to be traditionally?
Well, absolutely. So, I think the other thing about healthcare is you don't really know your doctor. You go to a healthcare clinic, you go to a hospital because it's convenient, it's close to where you are. Maybe it's because your health insurance carrier says this doctor's in network. But, to me, human health is one of the most important aspects of our life, right? It's what when we live. What did you say Dr. Furman said?
Eat to live.
Eat to live. We want to live a fruitful life, but so people say, well, you should know who your doctor is if you want to live a life of health and vitality. And most people don't know their doctor.
What is the deeper meaning of being a part of the Ethos community? Well,
community is one of the pillars of health, right? Social interaction, knowing that there's other people out there that are doing this. Where I am, I was an athlete. It was very much, those vegans over there, they're kind of, the weirdos, But I probably have a little bit of parallel because I'm an organic farmer who's a little bit like, oh, those are the hippies, and over there. But when you meet other people and you know that there's other people out there, then it helps.
Yeah. What kind of athlete were you?
Well, I played a little bit of everything. Basketball was the one that I pursued the most, but I ended up playing baseball in college.
So why are events like this important to you?
I think it's important that we support, to me, we need in society, we need this to work. We need the model that Ethos is presenting to work if we're going to change society. Because you look around at society, we're not healthy. We're getting more unhealthy, if that's the way to say it, or less healthy, going in the wrong direction. So to me, a part of it is being supported, but then also supporting to supporting it and other people, and just learning and interacting with other people. Yeah.
With all that may be going on during this time of the year, you know, with it being Christmas upon us, and you know, you must be busy. So, like, what made this specific event a priority for you?
And I'm fairly busy, and I get a little bit overwhelmed, and it's very easy for me to say, oh, I don't have time. But I put this on my calendar this year because I'm pretty sure last year when the date came, I said, oh, I can't make it. I'm too busy. And now it came, and I said, oh, I'm too busy. But I said, no, I put it on the calendar. And part of it is the program is not just about how you eat. It's changing your lifestyle, right? Managing stress, taking time to be with people. So I just said, hey, I need time to be with other people, interact with other people.
You glad you came, man?
Yeah. I got a full belly now, so yeah, it was good food.
And last question here, what are you most grateful for right now?
He adds, respect for nature and interaction with nature as a pillar of health. And it was a beautiful drive coming here, and I was in back roads, so pretty enjoyable to see nature. So I guess I'm grateful for the resiliency of nature that I see, even though we as humans seem like we're trying to destroy the planet. I think the planet will outlive us.
So you're grateful that the planet's stronger than we are.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm grateful for the natural world, and probably that's another aspect for why I adopted this lifestyle or have gone in this direction, is the planetary boundaries or the planetary benefits of eating a whole food plant-based diet.
My name is Janet Osadi, and I would say within the last 3-4 years, I was eating plant-based, whole food plant-based for a while, and then so within the last 3 years, more vegan. And then with beginning the program with Dr. Weiss in January, I wanted to do that more consistently, and then I would say that I have now embraced it.
Prior to coming to Ethos, what did holiday festivities and your overall health journey look like?
Well, being from an Italian family, we had the pastas and some of the meats and what have you. Very rich desserts, Italian pastries, and that was pretty much the traditions of our gatherers.
Yeah. And what about your overall health journey prior to coming to Ethos?
Okay. A lot of people would say, oh, you eat healthy, but I guess a healthy version of the standard American diet, and the acronym is SAD. But also I would say part of that, even though I was eating, let's say maybe more healthy than others, like I would have big salads and they might not have a salad when we gather, I would say I really always gravitated towards sweets, and I overdid it. I just could not stop, really. And then with the journey itself is I was always interested in nutrition, always interested in learning about foods. Some people consider me a chef. They're always trying new things. And I think it was maybe 2008 when I began studying medical Qigong, and we're part of a community just like here at Ethos, that at gatherings people would bring food, healthy food. And it's like, oh, what's this? What'd you put in that? So then I found that was essentially my lifestyle. And in terms of, let's say, health, my cholesterol was high, not very high because I was eating vegetables, but my blood pressure was high. And then I worked with Dr. Furman, or he worked with me in the 1990s, for a little while, but I just could not stick with it. I don't know why. There's absolutely no rational reason. But now, jumping way further, is that starting this past last year, September of 2024, I was at Green's Natural Market, and I saw a poster of a talk coming up with Dr. Weiss on cholesterol. So
I might have videoed that.
Oh, really?
I have it on my YouTube channel, yeah.
So I thought, well, cholesterol is important and interesting, but but it really wasn't that compelling. And I did not know Dr. Weiss, but the Ethos name I think I heard of, like in the Natural Awakenings magazine related to the farm days. So I thought, okay, but I live far from Chester. But something drew me there. That night I went, and I was just fascinated because the way Dr. Weiss explains things, all the interrelationships that are involved, that I came away realizing I knew nothing about cholesterol, and also I needed to work with him. He did say that if someone chooses to work with him, he does extensive blood work, including genetics and all that. It's like, oh, I don't know if I want to know that. And then late that fall, I was feeling lightheaded. So I went to the emergency room. They didn't find anything wrong, okay, with my cardiovascular health. So at any rate, I said, now I need to go to Dr. Weiss. Okay. So that began in January.
How has your health been transformed since joining the Ethos community?
Wow. So 15 days into the detox, I could eliminate my blood pressure medication. And then with the blood work results in March, found that I had, part of the blood work showed that I had the genetic factor of lipoprotein small a, predisposition to cardiovascular disease from, I think, my father's side of the family. So it went from way high to way low.
Nice.
Just like that.
You lowered your lipoprotein little a?
That's in March from, just, and so that was,
Just through working with Dr. Ron Weiss on diet?
Yeah, the detox in February, then started the Ascent program. And then it was end of March, we had another series of blood work tests done. Also, I was pre-diabetic. With the March blood work, it showed that I had absolutely no insulin resistance at all. So it's just amazing. And the cholesterol, even though thankfully it wasn't high, it just kept going lower, lower, lower.
How has his journey ignited your passion to empower others, perhaps, in their health transformation?
Well, as I said, I've embraced this lifestyle. I am just privileged and grateful to be able to experience this. There's been a lot of personal changes too, in terms of who I am, what have you. Yeah, I want to share that with others. And if they are interested in hearing or learning more, I'm more than happy to talk about it. And I think that they see the results in me. Again, not just numbers, which is phenomenal anyway, but in terms of who I am.
What do you love most about Dr. Weiss's approach to healthcare?
Another wow, good, cool questions. Okay, it's just we hear about lip service. Oh, the whole person. He works with the whole person. He knows us intimately. Again, not the numbers are important. He knows us. I'll say, for example, we recently had a gathering at an Indian restaurant, Masala Art, where they developed part of the menu to be whole food, plant-based with no salt, oil, or sugar. And Dr. Weiss ran around greeting everybody. And I was listening. So as he was greeting, he knew something about each person so that it was more than just nice greetings. He gets below the surface of all of that. And he's just passionate about what he does. And so then it just emulates in how he does this for us. He keeps telling us that, like when we do, like we're working on something and he's like, it does him good. It's like, so I think he's excited, as excited or more excited than we are. He's doing God's work.
What makes his 24/7 patient-centric model unique compared to the broader healthcare industry?
Again, another good question, because it's so comforting knowing I have that backdrop, that 24/7 support, in that when my blood pressure was lower, okay, and getting low, it's like, is this healthy? And he's said to me, if it gets, what did he say, below such and such, call me, okay? But I didn't. You know, I didn't want to disturb him, you know. So then there was, maybe it was an exam, I'm not sure, but we had an opportunity to talk. And he said, because I didn't call him, he said, Janet, I love you, but if it's Sunday at 4 o'clock in the morning, call me, okay? And the story behind that is because I was doing the detox, but I was also taking blood pressure medication that my former doctor had prescribed. So what was happening was the blood pressure medication didn't have the intelligence to know what was happening. So as Dr. Weiss would say, it kept pulling and pulling, even though I didn't need to go down that far. So he said, so how would you like to get off your blood pressure medication, which is what I did. And then it kept going lower. And I was like, is this safe? He's like, yes. But again, so whatever is happening, I might have a question in my mind about anything, I know he's there and he means it.
What is the deeper meaning of being a part of the Ethos community?
It's his support, it's his staff, and you see the community today. That I said he does God's work. People are coming from the heart. It's touching something deep inside in terms of maybe there's been this angst with any of us within our lives, like something's missing. We don't know what it is, have you? And so coming here, it really fills that void. And then everybody is just who they are, who we are, our purposes in life just unfolds. And these people, the community, talking to them, it's like they're into so many interesting things, so many things to serve the environment, serve other people. And, they're well beyond middle age. And they're also out there hiking, doing this and that. So very vibrant, very alive people. And it's living really within this ecosystem that nature has really designed for us.
Why are events like this one important to you?
For me to be within the community, like in person, and meeting more new people and finding others, like how their journey is like. Because I might have met them a few times before, and seeing them anew for today. And so really looking forward to this year. One of the pillars is social interaction, and we do it. And and we do better when we're around like-spirited people.
With all that may be going on during this time of the year with the holiday season and all, what made this specific event a priority to you?
Well, before the program, but certainly since detox, following Dr. Weiss's plan, evidence-based plan, I found that I didn't have much time to cook these interesting recipes. And I am a cook. As I said, my friends love the way I cook, all that, of the other kind of food. So I was really interested in coming to, one of the reasons is to experience all these different dishes, different ways of making whole food, plant-based, without salt, oil, and sugar. And then taking photographs of all the recipes so that I could squeeze in some time to cook them.
Last question, what are you most grateful for right now?
The privilege of being able to find this in my life right now, in this lifetime. So not about just going along, existing, completing tasks, pleasing other people. It's not why we're put on earth. So it's really completes that void in me so that I could really live out my purpose, which is living lovingly and joyfully. And I'm 71. And as I said, just really happy I found it in this lifetime. Thank you for these good questions and making me cry.
I'm Ron Weiss. I'm a physician. I'm the founder of Ethos Primary Care, as well as Ethos Farm to Health.
Often you speak about disease reversal as a core mission. What is the most important lesson you teach your patients that isn't found in the conventional medical textbook?
When thinking about prevention and reversal of disease, using food as medicine, specifically whole plant foods, is so powerful in its actions to prevent and reverse chronic illness. It's just completely absent from medical textbooks. It just doesn't exist. most of my conventional colleagues, as were not trained in concepts like this, that food could be such a powerful force to prevent and reverse illness. I just don't think it's common knowledge that is shared from doctors to patients. Patients are unaware of it, so I tried to teach the patients just that. When patients come to see me with issues, I not only proscribe whole plant foods as preventive and treatment tools, but I give them the evidence, because there is a lot of evidence, good evidence, that is the foundation for efficacy and the effectiveness of how these plants work. So I always provide the patients with the evidence.
How has the growth of Ethos from the farm to needing a large venue like this impacted your original vision?
We grow little by little every year. Really glad to see the community growing and to be engaging so many passionate people. It's a ripple effect, like throwing a little pebble into the pond. And hopefully as these ripples spread out, they will touch more and more people in the community, because they're powerful ideas, they're effective measures. And I think that our vision remains the same, but we always welcome more people into the community.
What are you hoping patients take away from a holistic experience like this holiday party, beyond the information shared during speeches?
I think one of the most important things to take away from a holiday party like this, but not just the holiday party, but the gatherings that we usually have for our patients, is connecting on a personal and a social level, because social connection is one of the important pillars of health, of being healthy, and of lifestyle medicine. It's not easy to eat healthy all the time. And I think when people gather together in a setting like this, and there's fellowship, goodwill, I think that it brings an extra level of joy to the eating. And our healthy habits that we try so hard to maintain. It's important. It keeps you going. I tell patients, come, it'll keep your head in the game.
Why are community events like this holiday party crucial for advancing the whole food plant-based movement?
First of all, I think the food is objectively delicious. Subjectively and objectively, it gives people an opportunity to see the whole breadth of what whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free cuisine can be. The enormous variety, the different flavors, and then it is something that someone can aspire to that's real, and because everyone is making their dishes at home, it's you can make it yourself. We always give out all the recipes. They're all available, so if someone eats something here they really like, these recipes filter in through our entire community.
What does the future of health and wellness look like through the lens of your contribution?
The future of health in our community, in the Ethos community, is one that is human scale. This is health. A party is health. Social connection. Eating whole plant foods. Eating health promoting foods. Many of the parties that people will find themselves this season, when you eat the foods of these parties, they will cause you to gain weight that you need to make New Year's resolution to work off, or make you more sick for the new year. It's exciting to think that our objective is to make you healthier in January than even you were in December, which is it's a nice thought.
Well, thank you for doing this and everything you do, man.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you for helping.
First day of the year, that's what second day of the 2 spoons of flax. 2 spoons of flax. Silence. 4-mile hike. 3 sweet potatoes. 2 scoops of flax.
7 pillars of living.
5 golden peas. 4-mile hike. 3 sweet potatoes. 2 spoons of flax. Much of dark.
8 hours of sleep.
7 pillars of living.
6 minutes of silence. 5 golden peas. 4-mile hike. 3 sweet potatoes. 2 spoons of flax. Much of dark leafy greens. On my 9th day of ethos, my true love gave to me. Behind yours 9 pounds of black beans. 8 hours of sleep.
7 pillars of living.
6 weeks of silence. 5 golden peas. We have to do more. 3 sweet potatoes. 2 spoons of flax. Bunch of dark leafy greens. On my 10th day of ethos, my true love gave to me. 10 days of fasting. 49 pounds of black beans. 8 hours of sleeping. 7 pillars of living. 6 minutes of silence. 5 golden peas. 4-mile hike. 3 sweet potatoes. 2 spoons of flax. Bunch of dark leafy greens. On my 11th day of ethos, my true love gave to me.
11 songs for singing.
10 days of fasting. 9 pounds of black beans.
8 hours of sleeping.
7 pillars of living.
6 minutes of silence. 5 golden peas. 4-mile hike. 3 sweet potatoes. 2 spoons of flax. Bunch of dark leafy greens. And 12th day of ethos, my true love gave to me. 12 yoga poses.
11 songs for singing.
10 days of fasting. Black beans.
8 hours of sleeping.
7 pillars of living.
6